Alright, so we had this really quite unfortunate break. I was just fishing this 13-foot Lure Jensen medium rod. It's rated for 1 ounce lure weight, quarter to 1 ounce, right there. And that wasn't true. Well, not in this case. I've never dropped this, I've never stepped on it, nothing. It's stored indoors in my basement, and yet it still failed and cracked right here at the base. You know, I've loved these rods. I have 3 Lure Jensen rods. The other 2 have been my main salmon rods. This has caught me a few salmon as well, and steelhead. I'm so surprised at how this completely just fractured there. It was my first cast to throw out. Pretty much ruined the fishing day because I didn't have an extra rod. So instead of throwing this out, which is worth maybe about $120, $130, I am going to be trying to fix this. What I'm going to be doing here is heating this up. I don't like this lure keeper anyway that's here, so I'll probably put in my own. But I am going to try to repair this rod as best I can and see if it still works. So I do have to probably cut this rod all the way up to here and lose this entire portion. So instead of a 13-foot rod, it might be a 12/6 rod. So that's all right. So what I'm going to be using to fix the rod with is this Dollarama, this is in Canadian dollars, $3.25 driveway marking pole, and it's about 3/8 of an inch thick, which basically a perfect fit to go right in here into the rod, and it stops right about there. There's almost no wiggle room in there, so that's all we're going to be using is this fiberglass driveway marker. Now it's actually hollow all through the entire handle, so you can bring it all the way down to the bottom if you wanted to, but we're not going to waste all that material. We're just going to stick it in maybe about 4 to 6 inches down inside the handle and epoxy it in. The reason why I wanted to use these fiberglass driveway markers, there is some flex to it, so it's not just a completely rigid piece going into the rod. This portion of the rod that did fracture, however, is extremely stiff. Like there's no give to this part of the rod, or there's very, very little give to this part of the rod. Most of the action, it's a moderate rod, a lot of the action goes through the mid section of the rod to the tip. And if any of you have followed my channel for a long time, that's one of my Xbox computer builds that I made. So there's actual PC components inside that Xbox. Anyway, let's heat this up. I forget to mention why to heat this up, because a lot of the epoxies or resins that they use are can be broken down or easily cut with the when they're heated up. So I'm going to give that a try here and see how that looks. Yeah, so that comes off really, really easy. And again, there's the threading material that they use, the wrap material. And so we're just going to take all that off. You can see how easy, once you heat it up, how easy it is to take off this epoxy or resin that they've used. There's the threading there. So it should just peel right off like that. This hook keeper, should just pop off. And that's all that one was. I think I am just going to simply cut it right here above the Lure Jensen logo. And I don't really care with if it looks totally neat, because I'm going to cover it up with some thread and epoxy. So I'm just going to cut it right about there. I'm going to use just a fine metal hacksaw to slowly go through this, which I'm guessing is some sort of graphite or composite. And with this other fractured side, I'm not going to undo this part. I probably should, but I think this is okay. So I'm actually just going to get it cut right off of here. Alright, so I did decide to take off that little extra piece. It definitely was not a joint or anything like that. I'm just going to keep it rough so that when we do put the epoxy, everything's going to stick really nice. I mean, this isn't completely exactly what you want, I'm sure. Like, rod makers out there will probably be cringing at what I'm trying to do. These are the two pieces that we're going to mate together. But most importantly is what's going to happen on the inside. This is where I'm going to be cutting the fiberglass rod to fit in. So that's about 5 inches or 4 and a bit inches that I will insert into the rod end on that side, And I'll do about the same on the other side, so I'll just mark that. That's what's going to go in on this side. That's what's going to go in on this side. And we're going to mate those two together to make one strong rod again, hopefully. I just have to make sure I line up the guide with the reel seat. Now all you got to do is mix up your epoxy. This is the kind of epoxy I'm using right now. It dries clear, not that it matters on the inside, but it will matter when it comes to the outside of the rod. Just going to put a very thin coat, and we're going to insert it in here. So you should see a bunch of, and you're just going to twist it as we go in, back and forth, to really make sure we distribute the glue in there as best possible. Down the other side, and here we're just going to again rotate this on. Black line-up lines here, right about there. I'm going to check the alignment, and we're just going to clean off the excess epoxy. And we'll just wait for it to dry for at least 24, probably going to leave it for about 2 days just to make sure the epoxy is all cured up. And then I'm going to be wrapping this. I'm going to use some thread or nylon line to wrap this, and then put some more epoxy on top to reinforce it. I'm going to even add on, not this hook keeper, but my own just custom hook keeper somewhere up here. Alright, I've wrapped it actually in 10-pound test braid. I just had that around and I thought, oh, that's the perfect diameter to use. So there it is. This is extremely imperfect, especially this upper half, because you're going from a larger diameter to a smaller diameter with that big crack in the middle. But we'll fill that with epoxy, so that should be okay. This is the guide I made out of a paper clip. So we're just going to mix up and use the same epoxy we used to put in the rod on the inside. Now we just have to let it dry. Does it look awesome? Absolutely not, but I think it should hold up really, really well. And that's all that matters to me.
Now I've casted 1 ounce weights, which is what broke the rod in the first place, without an issue. Even in below freezing temperatures, I haven't had a problem with this repair. The hook keeper also works well, and I like it much better than the original. I thought this rod was done when I broke it, but with a simple repair, it's back in the lineup, and as good as new. Well, okay, looking a little lumpy and 5 inches shorter, but functionally wonderful. Well, I hope this helps somebody. Thanks for watching, and hope to see you in the next Ladybug adventure.